Hello once again. We are back for more Ossiarchs because I apparently hate myself enough to try and finish off this entire 2,000 point army before I go and play a game with them in like 12 hours or so. Honestly, it'll be fine. Also, excuse the way that they've just kind of assembled on my desk there. Like, I swear, it's kind of looks like they're conspiring. It's very strange. But we're just going to get right on into it. Don't really have much in the way of announcements. And I've got a lot of models to paint, or at least to finish painting, because most of them are all pretty much somewhere like already started. Now it's just a case of like adding the finishing touches to most of them. Now I'm kind of doing it all in batches at the moment. So I've got 40 of these guys to work through, and I've done 40 of these guys to work through, and I've done, I would say, about 10 of them so far. I have also finished off Canaan's Reapers, so there is that. And the Immortus Guard. And I've made a start on the Mortek Crawler and the Endless Spells. So, we're pretty good. Right. Start as we mean to go on. Let's see if any of my paints are still usable after my painting session this afternoon. Maybe. Maybe is the honest answer there. Honestly, no, I think with at the very least with that green, I am going to need to put some more out on my palette because it's, yeah, that's way too dry. To be fair, it was drying out as I was actually using it this afternoon, so I'm not entirely surprised. And it's, yeah, it's much thicker consistency than I remember it being. It's very odd. Oh well. I do also want to give a shout out to Patchwork Goblin for following me outside of the stream last night. Much appreciated. Follows are, of course, free, and they're the best way to get notified as to when I'm actually going to be live next. Because at the moment, your guess is as good as mine. I'm hoping to have something vaguely resembling an actual schedule as of next week. But even that's quite variable at the moment. It's like I have days of the week I would have a preference for streaming. So it really is just kind of see how things go for the most part. And believe it or not, because I'm working on rank and file for the most part at the moment, I'm not actively worrying too much about getting paint in areas I shouldn't. So I found that once I get the dry brushing over the top of it, it really doesn't matter. There we go. It's all starting to take shape now, which is good. Like, they're all slowly starting to come together. And because it's a lot of painting the same colours, this actually goes by relatively quickly once you kind of get in the zone, hit that flow state. Right, there we go. So next up would be, once I reconstitute that paint there, to hit all of the metallics with a quick little stippling of some bright bronze. Just keeping it relatively random so as to not massively overdo it, and it helps really sell the weathered look that I'm primarily going for with this. Again, not being too exact with this one, I keep trying to keep this to sound like a relatively randomish pattern. So you get the idea of that patina effect just kind of chipping away over time and with plenty of use. There we go. Getting there. Right. Just need to do some quick layering and highlighting on all the areas around the loincloths. I'm just going to mix some titanium white into that scurvy green. Oh my word. Speaking of my tiredness, I will be starting the planning of my big annual charity stream probably in the next month or two. Gonna reach out to a few people who I want to appear as guests on it. So stay tuned for announcements regarding that. we already have some pretty fantastic prizes. Just with stuff I've been gathering over the course of this year. And now we have a 3D printer, so we'll absolutely be chucking some 3D printed goodies in as giveaway. So yeah, that's something definitely worth looking forward to. I'm hoping for it to be sometime in either October or November that we do the charity stream, so yeah. Gonna have to get planning on that pretty soon, I think. Oh my word, right. Right, now we're just gonna, with this same brush, dip into some pure titanium white. We're not gonna thin it down or anything. We're just gonna very carefully dot this into the eye sockets. If we get any of it on the outside, sort of the area around the eye sockets, that's fine, because it's gonna add to the glow effect that we're gonna create there. Right. Next up will be to do all the dry brushing. Again, nice and easy that we can basically just go straight into that. So with that in mind, we'll get some Verminlord Hide dry paint. I'll use our, now at this point, pretty well worn and well battered makeup brush. We'll just work this all in, all over. There we go. Hi, Mango. How you doing? Don't mind me, we're just bringing back sleepy time painting in the sense that I'm quite literally falling asleep as I'm doing this. Oh, I'm absolutely exhausted. Which I know is not exactly conducive to good painting, but hey ho. Right. Slowly making progress on a couple commissions on these Pokemon. Nice. Glad to hear it. We've mostly just been working through orders on our 3D print store. Like, to the point where my painting commissions have taken a real backseat. Apart from that, I've just got a giant commission that's been sat on my desk for quite some time that I really, really do need to work through. And I don't feel super comfortable like advertising for new commissions until that one's done and out the way. But to be honest with you, again, the 3D print store is taking off in a big way. That's kind of taken up most of our time, really. I'm good. I'm just tired. Really as simple as that. I think the past couple of weeks are just... I say past couple of weeks. Yeah, past couple of weeks are just finally caught up to me. In New Kira. That's totally fair. We're hitting similar issues ourselves. In the sense that... we just recently got this Saturn 3. Like, we pre-ordered it, got it like a couple of days just before release. We're already having to buy a new FEP for it. Because the one they supplied's just, yeah, already punctured itself, and every test print we've done has actually failed quite massively. Charizard doesn't fit the Anycubic Cura. Oh dear. Definitely sounds like you need a bigger Cura then. I've just done this backwards. I'm an idiot. Right. Okay, we can soon fix that. I'm getting sleepy. But yeah, luckily we've still got the Mars that we can. Sounds like you need to give Samsung a stern talking to. Why? I'm confused. But yeah, luckily we still have the Mars 3 that we can use for fulfilling the orders that we have at the moment. But it's really cool we've got this. Because the expensive thing they sold you isn't working. What's Samsung got to do with it? Did hear that being a Samsung one, right? No. Elegoo. It's our big, massive 3D printer. I don't think Samsung make 3D printers. Look, you have 5 in a matter of weeks. I mean, fair enough. Touch excessive, maybe? Give them a stern talking to. Not really, it happens. Well, we've either been down to user error or the just the factory one that they supplied just not quite being up to snuff. You had the same problem with the Mars 3, to be fair, where after a couple of prints the inbuilt FEP punctured and we ended up having to buy replacements. But nah, it's all good. We've got replacement FEPs coming tomorrow, so we'll be back up and running with that pretty soon. And as I say, we do have our little backup, what's now the backup printer, to crank through orders with, so it's all good. There we go. And say back to my least favourite thing, batch painting. But luckily it's just mostly a lot of dry brushing. I don't know if it's just because I'm slightly tired, or if it's because I'm working on rank and file at the moment. I'm not massively bothered if it's not exactly perfect. feel like those two, yeah. So those two we've kind of already done with the mixture of Verminlord Hide and Terminator Stone. So if we do the rest, that should give us a good jumping off point. But yeah, we currently have a custom order for this really awesome drow scenery for D&D. Like these Underdark lanterns that are sort of like big curved things with lots of like quite fun, big curved things with like hedrons and like really fancy filigree designs. And like they're heckin' nice as well. I'm tempted to keep the STL files and just like print a couple anyway, just to print them for fun, because they genuinely look quite nice. I dare say I'll find a use for them in D&D at some point. That's currently on the go at the moment. Just doing a test print of them just to make sure that they come out okay before we start on the order proper. I don't know something. I wonder if the white balance off slightly. Everything just looks a lot more orange than it actually is. That's a little better. Honestly, I think it's just the nature of what I'm painting, to be honest with you. Not entirely certain it can be helped. Also, I really think I'm starting to get to the bottom of that bottle of Terminator Stone. Great. In which case, we'll resort to some bone white. I actually do want a pretty absorbent surface for this. I'm just going to keep that to one side because I think I'm going to need it. Right. Oh, nope, that's perfect. That still works. I was worried it was going to be a bit too pink, but no, that's actually perfect. So you're painting because games tomorrow? Yes. Yes, I am. And yes, yes it is. Full 2,000 point game. Well, actually, I think it's 2. It's like 2 rounds. Don't know why only 2 rounds, but I'm not going to complain. Get the chance to actually get to grips with Age of Sigmar properly, which is quite nice. Very much looking forward to it. Now do we get spoopy, or rather spoopy again? And next week, hopefully. Speaking of, I do have the first video on my gaming channel, which is Eldred Sophie Plays Games. Over on YouTube. I do have that. It's either live or it's going live tonight. And it's just a trimmed down version of Chapter 1 of Poppy Playtime. Oh no, it's live. Went live this morning. So yeah, if that is of interest to you, then by all means go and take a look. As far as miniature painting content goes, that is still coming on the way. Hoping to be getting back to work on the videos I got lined up next week. Okay, we'll do bye. Fine. Bye yourself then. Slightly rude. I'm actually going to go back over this one. kind of tell the paint's faded off the brush before applying it, because it's more pink than it is sort of bonish white. It's only rude if I'd actually done it. I mean, I have no idea if you have or not. Who's to say that you hadn't? No, genuinely, if you're at all interested, if horror gaming is even remotely your thing, I would greatly appreciate it if you at least popped over to that video, maybe give it a like, maybe give me a subscribe, drop a comment, all that sort of good stuff. Yeah, because all I've got is your word to take for it. That doesn't help, you know. Like, comment, and subscribe. Yeah, you know, all that good stuff. We've got to pay the YouTube tithe. Right, last thing I need to, other than basing, which I genuinely cannot be bothered to do right now. Aha, it's ice cream. Oh, nice. That reminds me, I've got ice cream downstairs. That's my evening post-stream sorted. Well, that and sleep. Lots of sleep. Yes. Ice cream. I scream, you scream, we all scream for ice cream. I mean, there's a lot of ice cream there. I don't think you're going to be able to eat all of it. Hashtag scream for ice cream. Yes. Ice cream high, you scream low. Now, normally I would probably do this through an airbrush, but honestly, I can't be arsed. And this actually looks just as good. If not slightly better, because it's like very heavily concentrated. I don't need to scream for ice cream. Oh, but where's the fun in that? At least half the fun is the screaming. I'm just gonna go downstairs, which is arguably worse. You know what? Same. Big Sim. Ow. Got a hangnail on it. Taking quite a bit of skin with it as well. It's quite sore. Oh well. Right, pop that over there to one side because I don't need that right this very second. Right, that's 5 more done. Which means this 5, and then I've got my first unit of them done. Because I'm taking 2 units of 20. Which is fantastic, really. Means at long last I can finally clear this off. You know, it's only been like, what, several months since I first set all my Mortec guard up on this thing. Ooh. Just so people are aware as well, last calls on the Pride Month merch. The Pride Month t-shirt will be coming out of my merch store in literally a couple of days' time. 1st of August, it will be gone. You know what, I could probably do that off stream, just realised. If I waste my time doing it now, I'll literally be there forever with it. So, no, we've got painting to do. Let's focus on that. Right, just need a slightly bigger brush. Just for the sake of working through this nice and quick. Go on to some ultramarine blue just to do the banner. which is, funnily enough, not the blue I would use for painting ultramarines. And if you ever were remotely curious as to how I would actually paint ultramarines, all I can just say is maybe keep your eyes peeled. There we go. So we can quite happily leave that to one side whilst we focus on the rest of it. So bad we've got a list of stuff to buy tomorrow from the game shop. No, because I do as well. I've actually got a small little shopping list of paints that I need to get a hold of. I'm just hoping I've got enough money to cover it. I should do, though. Like, I genuinely don't see why I wouldn't be able to. Tell you what, we'll come back to that. We'll do all the loincloths. I'm wondering if I can get away with using... Just hope they still got them in, to be honest with what was said. Yeah, that's a thing. So we actually found out quite recently that one of our local game stores, the same one I'm actually going to be playing at tomorrow, is about to get blacklisted by GW, which is fun. Reason being is for lack of communication. Apparently, there is like a conference call that all of the third-party affiliates with Games Workshop have to attend. And this game store in particular, hasn't been attending any of them. So Games Workshop are apparently about ready to go, right, okay, well, you've had your chance. We're no longer going to be supporting you as a third-party retailer. So what that actually means for them and their range, I don't know. I don't know if that means that they won't be able to stock in Games Workshop stuff any longer. It's interesting. But considering they're one of only like a handful of places that you can actually go to even play Warhammer in my local area, it's a bit of a kick in the bollocks. Guess they may be allowed to sell through what they've got. Oh yeah, more than likely, because they've got a massive backlog of stock. So the only thing I can think of is, yeah, they'd probably be able to sell what they currently have. They just probably won't be able to restock any more. Pain in the Ass has got a good range of paints. Well, yeah, if you like the Citadel range. It's got almost all of the Citadel paints. Having a list when I went to a convention last weekend helped greatly. Still got way more than I should have, but at least I didn't forget things. Yeah. I'm gonna be good and try to only come back with paints. And more to the point, I'm gonna try and be good and only come back with the paints that I need. Not gonna lie, I'm just in love with the new Leviathan contrast. Oh yeah, it's a really nice purple. Like, there's no two ways about it. It's a damn good paint. Bloody cat hairs. At least I'm convinced that's a cat hair. It probably is as well, Jesus. You know what? We're just gonna deal with it. Got some new crystals and bottles coming in too. Ooh. When I get some others I need too. That's fair. I need to restock up on a couple of contrast paints myself. I also need to stock up on some contrast paint that I know I'm going to go through a lot of pretty soon. Wish there was a Vallejo stockist nearby. There is, but it's all the way in my hometown. And honestly, you've been to where that game store is, and it's a nightmare to get to. I'm pretty sure I've got a metallic box you can have. Pretty certain I've got like a spare box of the metallic paints that you're more than welcome to have access to. I too would love a local Vallejo stockist. Yes. To be honest with you, more places need to get on board with that. Otherwise, I mean, there's Amazon, there's Element Games, which we are affiliated with, so, you know, you can always use my affiliate link, and I get a little bit of a kickback for every sale that's made through that. Doesn't cost yourselves any extra, but you get access to the full range of Vallejo paints, as well as Pro Acryl and Chimera colours whenever they have it in stock. Which, honestly, when it comes to like buying paints, outside of buying the few Citadel paints that I'm actually going to probably need, I think my next port of call in terms of like buying paints is going to be to stock up on Pro Acryl stuff. Because I love their paints. I'm not going to lie, I've absolutely fallen in love with Pro Acryl paints. It's just, I have too much paint as it is to justify getting more. Element and Fortune won't ship to the US, but yeah, good segue to the plug. Oh yeah, because Amazon seems to be stopping. Really? Ooh. That's interesting. Why would Amazon stop selling it? Not sure I fully understand that logic, like. Then again, Amazon's very weirdly hit and miss when it comes to hobby stuff, I find. Most of the stuff is non-prime now from third party and non Amazon Direct. Also, Element doesn't have the metallic set either. Alright. I wonder if they've stopped it, if they have stopped producing the metallic like box set. Like, I think they're still producing the metallic paints. I don't think that's much of an issue, but the actual box set where you can get all of them in one go, I wonder if they've stopped making those. As I say, I've got one as well that you're more than welcome to use. Like, as much as I use Vallejo's metallics, I'm honestly surprised I've not needed to replace any of them anytime soon. Like, I still have quite a lot of them left. If it's Vallejo stopping the game color ranges, they've got a fair amount of the model color range in. I hope not. Because, honestly, I have a preference for the game color range over the model colors. Like, the model color range is good, and there is some really nice paints in it, but I love the high saturation, more vibrant colors you get in the game color range. But that's just me and how I paint. Like, I tend to paint with bright, vibrant colors. Okay, that is really annoying me. Just gonna go fetch. I'm gonna fetch my tweezers. Like this single hair just stuck to the bottom. There we go. That was annoying. I'll say this much. Has anyone else had this problem with the game color Scurvy Green? Where if you leave it on the, even on a wet palette for too long, it starts developing a weird skin. It's very bizarre. I don't know if you can kind of see it there on the camera. That's just like a thin layer of paint that's sort of semi-dried. Very bizarre. And it's a bit like when you make custard and you end up with that big thick skin on the top if you leave it to go cold for too long. It's like that, but paint. I've not known any of the other colours to do it, and of all the colours on my wet palettes, that's the only one that's done it. Yeah, I think I might actually have to switch down to a smaller brush just for the sake of accuracy. Also, that brush is starting to splay and that's not really helping. Okay. I wonder if that brush is starting to go. Would make sense. I've had it a long time now, so it's probably about time. Might give it some. Might give it a wash with some brush soap and see how it handles. Let's see if I can't try and rescue it. But yeah, in terms of what we heard about one of our local game stores, we actually heard it from GW themselves, or at least from one of the members of store staff at the local Games Workshop store. So we know it's pretty legit. It's just a huge shame. Because unfortunately, our local Games Workshop store is run by a bit of a dickhead. Like, seriously, look at that. That's developed a proper skin. That's so strange. Okay, we'll just do the design on the banner here as well in the green. There we are. So that's a good foundation for that. We'll come back to that and deal with that later. What we can probably do is do the highlighting on that around it though, which is going to be pretty straightforward. It's going to take a bit of the titanium white and just mix some of it in with the ultramarine blue. Yeah, that way we don't have to worry about reaching for any of the paints, where we can just use what's on the palette. There we are. And just follow it up on the other side as well. And just apply those edge highlights there, as and where they're needed. There we go. And by this point, the symbol here on the front of the banner will be dry too. So same again, we can just go into a little bit of the titanium white. And we'll use that to highlight up some of the areas on the banner here. Just going to take most of that paint off the brush because I need better control over it. Just a case of picking out little areas like that, just to give it a little bit of depth and definition. There we are. And just another 2 of those banners to go. But we can use this same colour to do some quick highlights and quick layers on all these loincloths. Again, not worrying too much about neatness, because we're going to be going back over all that with the dry brushing in a moment or two. Gonna need to add a little bit more white into that. It's not quite bright enough. That's better. One more. Right. Next up, we'll highlight all the bronze. Just using the same quick and dirty stippling method that we've done so far. Again, we don't need to be accurate with it. It's all about picking out little random bright spots just to knock the patina back a bit. And what we'll do is that central gem there, we'll cover that completely in the bronze. We'll quickly DM Ozzy Insta for the mini shop, please. Yes, yes I can. Give me a sec.
Hello there.
Hey Mike, thank you for the raid. That's greatly appreciated. I hope you're well. And welcome into the stream, Raiders. Clean that in the wrong water pot. Damn it. Oh well, too late now. No, it's having some issues with Instagram on my desktop. So give me 1 second. I'm gonna have to send you that link from my phone. There you are. I've sent it to you via WhatsApp. Check, make sure it's actually sent. Yes, it has. Right, cool. Sorry about that. But yes, hi Raiders. Hi Mike. What are you working on today? Tell me all about it. Surrender all your secrets to me. I should just finished up my Inferno Marines. Nice! I still have to finish mine off, actually. But I'm also sort of saving mine as a bit of a special project. But mostly because I started said project with some totally different models, and then things kind of knackered up a bit. And I've had to sort of restart it. So I'm just going to use the Infernus Marines instead. But if you've got pictures, please feel free to share them. You know, I always enjoy seeing your work. Nice. Well, let me know once you've finished posting to Instagram, and we'll pull it up on stream. Have you actually had the chance to play any 10th yet with your Blood Angels? Played 3 1K games and a 2K game. How did you find them? Like, especially with the Blood Angels specific detachment rules. Because I've got to admit, when I had a look at them when the indexes first dropped, I wasn't overly fussed. So haven't been playing with the Blood Angel detachment as I think it's trash over in Gladius. See, I'm glad I'm not the only one who thinks so. I honestly am really, really glad it's not just me. It's nice to hear that from somebody who actually plays Blood Angels properly and plays them often. Like, I know I ran Flesh Tearers, which aren't technically the same thing. Like, for all intents and purposes, at the moment in 10th, they very much are, because there's nothing else. We have nothing else. It's either you run Gladius or you run Blood Angels. In either case, neither of them are really Flesh Tearers, but it's kind of like you get what you're given until the Blood Angel specific Codex supplement eventually comes out. But when I looked at the rules, they just looked kind of meh. I was kind of having a hashtag not my Blood Angels moment when I saw it originally. So I'm glad it's not just me. Some edge cases, however, the meta of the game has massively shifted over to shooting rather than punching and taking more tanks. Okay, interesting. And here I was thinking I was kind of barking up the wrong tree with some of the army lists I've been putting together. Because I've actually kind of been putting together more shooty-focused army lists rather than melee-focused ones, which has come as a massive surprise to me. It's a bit bizarre, to say the least. Slightly disappointing, but it is what it is. Spot a Gladiator as the Lancer is looking quite tasty. Nice. I will freely admit I don't have a massive amount of interest in taking tanks, so I'm just not going to. Having said that, though, I am still pretty keen on my Iron Warriors list that is largely demon engines and artillery. So I've got a couple of tanks in that, which I'm quite looking forward to playing around with. Magnetizing all my options though. Nice! One of my dreadnoughts is always, even though I can take 5 of my dreadnoughts anymore as they've gone to Forge World Legends. Oh, that's unfortunate. This is just in casual games. Fair. Yeah, even as far as Spec Marines go, I've been kind of moving away from Blood Angels and I've been working on Salamanders more, and even that's more of a shooty focused list. Like, it's no slouch in melee either from what I can tell of it. Like, you've got the aggressors equipped with aggressor fists, which are pretty big. Pretty nice in melee. And then you've got a lot of the special characters that have pretty damn good melee options as well. Like Adrax Vulcanhistan. That's weird, yeah. Don't know what's up with that. It's been fine otherwise. Must just be tonight. But yeah, point being that they're not lists that are gonna heavily rely on melee. What's the black rectangle on the right? Black rectangle on the right. On here or over here? On the stream. I have no idea what you're talking about. I'm being quite serious here. Am I missing something? No. That's very strange. One of you might need to refresh it. Yeah, that's a good idea, Mike. Gone now, refreshed, ignore me. Ah, that's fine. It doesn't seem to tickle the entire viewer space and has rectangles on either side. Yeah, I don't understand why that is. That's both my tabs. Ignore me too. So both of you are having picnic problems. Okay, that's fine. Going back to the Blood Angels and Melee stuff, don't also get me started on the points price of Sanguinary Guard. I don't know. Have they had any kind of points changes since the indexes came out? $430 points for 10? What? Oh, well, having said that, like, your standard squad size is 5 of them, so that's 215 points for 5. See, I feel like that would have been a fair cost for them back in 9th edition. But if 10th is less melee focused, then that feels like a bit of a kick in the guts, really. Like, that doesn't make a massive amount of sense. And so it's too much for toughness for 2 wounds infantry that doesn't have an invuln save. Wait, do Sanguinary Guard not get invuln saves? Genuinely, that's surprising. I always thought they did. I'm actually really quite surprised by that. They should law-wise, considering they have artificer armor. Yeah, exactly. And didn't they have invuln saves back in 9th edition? Could have sworn they did. Oh my god, yeah, there are only 2 wounds, which makes them no better than regular Primaris Marines. Huh. Well, that's interesting. Wow, okay, yeah. Let's just look at that combat profile again. Let's see here. I mean, yeah, they've got the Angelus bolt guns, which they're okay, but no one really cares about that. 4 attacks, the Encarmine Blade, 3+. Strength 5, AP -2 damage. Okay, so in both cases, their blades and the power fists, AP -2 damage 2. And the only real difference is fewer attacks with the power fist, but higher strength. In 10th, the Sanguinary Priest can't lead them. Yeah, if I remember rightly, the only thing that can is Dante. Like, I was looking at it myself, because one of the biggest sort of toss-ups I've always had with my Blood Angels list, or at least with my Flesh Tearers list, is taking Blade Guard vets or taking Sanguinary Guard. And I opted for Blade Guard because it's kind of what I had access to, but they were always a placeholder for Sanguinary Guard. But now, yeah, Dante or a Jump Captain. Like, I have no interest in taking a Jump Captain, and my Blood Angels list doesn't make sense with Commander Dante. In fact, technically, I can't run it at all with Commander Dante, because whatever reason, Gabriel Seth now doesn't work with any of the other characters. It's better to leave with the Jump Captain. Hang on, he's got the shop as I'm running out of salt. Oh. I mean, you've come to the right place. We've got salt for days here, apparently. Wow. Like, so... Yeah, you've got Commander Dante who can lead them, and... that feels like about it. Captain with Jump Pack. Like, ooh. Like, even the Sanguinary Priest with Jump Pack can't lead them. That makes no sense. I mean, it's obvious that Leomarts can't. I wonder what... You'd have thought, like, maybe even a Chaplain. Even a Chaplain of Jump Pack could probably lead them, but I'm guessing not. Chaplain with Jump Pack. Nope. Wow. Unless, am I reading that wrong? Oh yeah, so it is specifically captains. If a captain model from your army with the leader ability can be attached to an assault squad with jump packs unit, it can be attached to this unit instead. So, Commander Dante and Captain with jump pack. That's it. That's shit. That is absolute shit. There's like literally no point. Right, anyway. Focus on better things, like Age of Sigmar. Right, what am I missing? Dry brushing, that's what I'm missing. Yeah, it's awful to say, but I think unless we get a better supplement for Blood Angels. Hi, Zombie Case, how are you doing? But yeah, unless we get a better supplement for Blood Angels, I think I'm just gonna retire my Blood Angels. Which, fair enough, I suppose. Time for me to head off to bed. Catch you again soon. Yeah, you more than likely will. You have a good night's sleep, Mike, and thank you very much for the raids. Greatly appreciated. Right, what was I in the middle of doing? Dry brushing, that's what. Not like I've said that twice now. Yesterday, mindset cut off us to talk to me about your 3D printing.
Oh, it's not a cult. It's
an
organized religion. We're very
what
powerful and
thank you for the gifted subs there, Kriegsman.
Oh shit, the real cult?
Thank you so much. It's greatly appreciated. Totally out of nowhere. So yesterday, mindset cut off us to talk about 3D prints on Etsy. As I said, I don't have Etsy. Oh, right. Fair enough. No, it's all good. I don't even remember what I was saying, to be honest with you. How are you doing, Kriegsman? Oh, that's good. Glad to hear that. I think it might have been something about the fact that you were interested in some STLs that normally come from this shop in Poland. And I was saying that if you send us over the STLs, we could probably still print them for you anyway, because we do custom jobs. Getting ready for bed as I'll get a shift tomorrow. No problem. Hope your shift goes well. Also got some of the STLs, I think. Can't remember which you were after exactly though to check. Oh, right. I mean, not being dead is definitely a good thing. Definitely a step in the right direction. But yeah, if you even if you don't have Etsy, if you drop us a message on Discord, either myself or Ember does a thing, then we can have a chat with you and see about what you want to do. Thank you. I appreciate that, Kriegsman. And I still have another 20 of these to go. I'll be surprised if I get them done tonight. I might just leave the other 20 for now. Come back to them another time. Because, not gonna lie, it's been pretty time consuming. Was a proud promoter of the trans community? Yes, we are indeed. I mean, it kind of comes to the territory of being a content creator. I am a member of the trans community, and I'm quite fond of promoting myself. That was a joke, by the way. Yeah, what is with my sound alerts kind of like happening about like a couple of minutes or two after the actual event? That's just weird. I wonder if I have to look into this. Oh, thank you, Kriegsman. Greatly appreciate it. So on to my Night Lords, I was thinking. Okay, I shall take a look. Tried to give the sub to Zombie Case, but it said no. I don't know. Can't help you there. Don't know what the issue is with that. I blame Twitch. Twitch being twitchy. Ah, definitely. Right, I think I'm going to need to get a bit more on... So not that one, I feel like it was one of these other ones. Oh, must have done a better job than I thought. Maybe it's because I'm a mod. Shouldn't make a difference. Right, let's have a look at these STLs that you're looking at. Ooh, I like those. They're quite nice. Damn, those make for good Night Lord's helmets. Yeah, we could do those. We could probably do those for you. That's not a problem. I love those Anubis heads. They're quite nifty. That gives me some interesting ideas, actually. Blood Knights helmets. Guessing they're meant to be like alternate Khorne Berserkers. Huh, I like the Prussian Troopers helmets. Oh my god, those mustaches are excellent. I feel like we might be buying some STLs from this person. Great Coat Troopers bodies. Ooh. Maybe a small kill team of Imperial Guard could be on the horizon. Oh no, never mind. Colonial Reapers. It's Pith helmets! Pith helmets and skull faces. Yes! Oh my god. My dream of making Praetorian Guard a thing is actually a step closer to reality. That is pretty cool. I love it. Veteran officers' bodies. Ooh, yes. I get the feeling I'm going to be buying some stuff from this store. Thank you for putting us onto this. This is great. Oh no, even better. Colonial Troopers heads. And yes, mutton chops and giant mustaches. Praetorian Guard. Yes. Oh, that's fantastic. Oh god, yes. I get the feeling I could absolutely like that's a rabbit hole I could very easily dive down. Problem is the month literally since they're in Poland. No, but if you can buy the STLs. Just saying, we have a 3D printer. Can you put me a link for the 3D print store? Yes, that's down in chat actually. Going to send you Krieg Marines. Shovels for days. Yes. Yeah, absolutely. We can get some Krieg Marines printed for you. What was I doing? That's what I was doing. Then the terracotta dry brushing. Now for the slightly pinkish dry brushing. Which is literally just Verminlord hide plus Terminator stone mixed together on the same dry brush. And just lines up that terracotta effect. Bad at geography and spelling. So, right, so you know how you've got north, east, south, and west, right? Well, there's north, there's east, and we're sort of that way. I'm in Derbyshire, is that close? Nowhere near. But that's fine, because we can do UK shipping. Currently doing a Blood Angels Death Company arm without the noise of the shadow and the warp. Ooh, right, okay, interesting. I mean, you certainly missed a treat when me and Mike Chili were whinging about the state of Blood Angels at the moment. So, Cambridge, which is somewhere in the UK. Yes. If I know my geography right, like, we're up here, Derbyshire's down here somewhere. And like if Derbyshire's here, like Cambridgeshire is like further down that way. So yeah, it's safe to say Blood Angels are in a bit of a sorry state at the moment in 10th edition. So we're just sort of waiting desperately for either the Space Marines Codex or for Blood Angels just to get their own flat-out individual supplement, just to give some better options. Gonna get a lot of STL files from Puppets War. Oh, probably. Everything's within a day's drive. That's true. That's actually true. But, as always, we're British, so if it takes a day to get there, then it's too far. If it takes more than an hour to get somewhere, then it's too far away. Like, if it takes between an hour to 90 minutes travel time, then it's sort of like, yeah, you have to sort of question and weigh up the costs and benefits of, like, is it actually worth being there? Am I actually getting any benefit by being at that place that's that far away? If it's any longer than that, then it's just no, it's just too far. Too far, or it's a day trip. Well, it's like the copyright thing with 3D prints STL files. You can buy file, just reproduce inside actual item. Oh, no clue, just curious. It's complicated. It is absolutely complicated. Strictly speaking, and this is the official sort of public, we are desperately trying to do this legitimately and not get sued for it. It depends on if something's covered by Creative Commons license, in which case it's fair use. Then yeah, we can reproduce it and sell it. Or more accurately, we can print the file and sell it. We can't necessarily reproduce the file. What we can do is take the file and tweak it, which is fun if we need to like customize stuff, actually. Otherwise, then you're looking at if something has a commercial license or not. Now, strictly speaking, as far as our 3D print store goes, what you'll see publicly available is stuff that is either fair use or stuff that we have commercial licenses for. What I would, however, say is just drop us an instant message and we can sort you something out. Like, we do custom print jobs. So if you have the STL file and you want us to print it, I mean, that's your own personal use as far as we're concerned. That's you shouldering the burden of responsibility there. I sent you a file for printing. It's good? I'd say so. But if you wanted something from our Etsy store, then I can very happily say that everything on our Etsy store is all legitimate and above board, and is all stuff that we have commercial licenses for or is covered under fair use. Please don't sue us, Games Workshop. The Puppetoir STL files are then. It'll probably be somewhere in their terms and conditions. Like, they'll probably have an FAQ of some sort. Ah, terms of service. There we go. Ah, here we are. Right at the bottom, under digital products, the STL files provided by Puppetoir are for personal, non-commercial use only. Please read the full document, which is available here. So we couldn't buy their STLs and sell them as print services, but if you came to us with one of their STLs as a custom job and asked very nicely in a private message, could you print this for us, then we could potentially look at doing a quote for you. Do you have Night Lord's heads or a head that I could use as Conrad Kerr's? Probably. But if you're dead set on the Puppetoir ones, again, just drop us a message. Wink. So I spell my spelling, come on Blood Angel, silly stuff. It's all good, don't worry about it. Oh, it really is. It absolutely is. But, you know, that's why we're going into business with it, because we've spent all the time and all the hard work navigating that minefield. Having said that, I wouldn't be surprised if they do... Ooh, actually, do they do a commercial license to their Patreon? They don't. That's interesting. That's a shame. Having said that, £8.50 a month for current monthly release, a welcome pack, and 15% discount on their EU shop. That's quite good, actually. That's not bad. Like, that might actually work out cheaper than just buying all the STLs of theirs that I really want. Looking at a trade table event soon, and yeah, just having to check all licenses is there. Yeah, that's a thing in and of itself. Got to do boring walking marines so I can field Tycho. Oh, fair. Yeah. Mark goes out to you. It really does. To be fair, it wasn't so bad back when they had all the bonuses to advance and charge, which they don't anymore. Because, yeah, Blood Angels really have gotten shafted in this edition so far. Which is why I've moved over to Salamanders instead. There's nothing saying I can't just field an entire army full of flamers and melters. So I'm gonna do that. But yeah, we're very much taking this seriously as a business, and it's working out pretty well. Like we've got a lot of repeat custom. We've got some people who contact us on a regular basis for jobs to do. It's going really, really well. Like I'm actually quite surprised at how well it's taken off. And we are actually going to be separating it onto its own dedicated social media page. So I do have a second Instagram set up for that. I just need to actually start doing stuff with it. Right. Considering we only set it up like a couple months ago, it's grown quite nicely in that time. I just hope we can get our second printer sorted out, because that's going to be a real game changer. 12K displays, so we're talking about much better detail. It's supposed to be faster. And it's a bigger build plate as well, so we're going to be able to do a lot more stuff with it. We're talking bigger prints, larger quantities of stuff. It's just going to be so much more efficient, so it's going to completely cut down the amount of time that stuff takes. Because we've got a custom job on the go at the moment for these like scenery, like bits of scenery for D&D. These like Underdark lanterns. And we can fit so many of them onto one build plate, but for the amount that the client wants, it's going to take up 2 build plates worth, which is like almost a full day's worth of printing. Whereas if we get our new printer sorted out, then we can do all of it on that one build plate. Be so much easier. Oh, what have I missed? Mars is 4K, Saturn's 12K. Yes. Just finished 2 of my Lord Terminus, both are sculpted flate skin capes. Ooh, fancy. Let's have a look. Oh, I like these. Give me a sec. I'm absolutely going to share these on stream. Like, holy crap, those look good. Those look fantastic. I love what you've done with those capes. That is really nicely done. That looks very grisly. Yeah, you absolutely should be proud of those. You've done a fantastic job with those.
No, it's not a cult. It's an organized religion. We're very powerful, and there's a lot of us followers, and... Oh shit,
I think I see the issue you're having. I definitely think I see the issue you're having. I don't think I can do it on mine, but say for instance I were to go to somebody else's channel. Like, say for instance, if I were to go over to Hellfire Hobbies' channel over here and gift a sub.
Far Cry, Rise of the Revolution, official prequel
Didn't
to
mean
the
to
Far
do
Cry
that.
6 game.
Yara is now more
Oh no, there we are.
prosperous than
I'm going
ever.
to gift a sub.
Our transformative project is not without enemies.
We are the revolution!
I can tell you one basic thing I've learned. Revolución
achieves nothing.
So you
It's
should
time
have the
to
option
rise up.
here to gift to a
It's time to take whatever.
That's annoying. Gift to a specific viewer. And it's in there that if you type that person's name in, then you can gift it to them. I think what you're doing, by the sounds of things, is just hitting on gift one sub, and it's just gifting them out randomly. That would be my guess. Impossible when I got the Saturn working. I just did a dumb and accident punctured the Feb, so waiting on them coming tomorrow to get back in service. Plus this got when it's printed. Yes! Yeah, it is something I did mention at the top of the stream that unfortunately our new printer is out of commission at the moment, so we're doing a lot of our current jobs on just the printer we've been using this whole time, which is just the Mars 3. Still working out nicely. Punctured the fab. Yeah. Ooh, ooh, and all that. Very strange. I don't know then. I don't quite know why you're having the problem that you're having. Seven is so taking me 2 weeks to do, 3 more to go. I mean, it's been worth it by the looks of things. That's definitely time well spent. And sculpting stuff with green stuff is no mean feat. By all accounts, not the easiest task in the world to do. Sure is fun though. Right. Just to finish these guys off, which, as I say, gets an entire squad of 20 done. I'll just do the eyes and the gem. Caps token, hour each. Yeah, that makes sense. Look covered in shovels and hydras. Alright. New sneak peek at products in Discord. Ooh. She'll have a look in a moment or two. Just gonna finish off the eyes on these guys. Okay, no, that's completely dried up. That's fine. So for the gem, we'll get a bit of Eidolon Purple airbrush paint. Which, even though it's an airbrush paint, works beautifully as like a nice glaze. Just a little bit of it, so we don't need to use it too much at the moment.
No, it's not a cult. It's a organized religion. We're very powerful, and there's a lot of us followers. And oh shit, a real cult?
Well,
Yeah, we'll just coat the gemstone in the middle with that. Oh, thank you for all the gifted subs once again there, Kriegsman. Wow. That's amazing. You really did need to do it. Am I now a cultist? I mean, I hate to break it to you. Great. Let's do something a little different. Now that they're all done, and yes, I have another 20 of them to do, I think they're just gonna get done another time. It's all fine. Right. Let's have a bit of fun with some endless spells. First things first, let's actually clean off this dry... Oh, no, let's not clean off this dry brush. Before I work with that, I do have something that I can work on that'll make perfect use of the paints I've kind of already been using. I'm going to bounce before Jonestown. I mean, we're not that kind of a cult. You don't have to worry about that. So, just taking it back to what we were working on last night. There we go. We have the Mortek Crawler. I did, in the end, decide to go over it all with some Agrax Earthshade, because the wash I was using last night didn't leave it with the right kind of finish that I wanted. Also, it's kind of left that mechanism a little stiff now. Not sure how I feel about that. But anyway, we've got a couple of Ossiarchs on there, so let's sort them out. So then let's have a good time. Absolutely. That's more what we're here for. We're here for a good time. You know, the ruinous powers don't have to be all doom, gloom, death, and destruction. May as well have some fun with it. Is that the big hat man? It is not. Because even with a 2,000 point list, I still can't exactly justify the almost 800 points that Nagash by himself costs. No, instead I've got a big old catapult that I need to paint up, so that's what we're gonna work on at the moment. I feel like this Skelly Bob stuck in the mouse wheel here is an absolute mood. I don't care what anyone says. Hence I pray to the horned rat. Fair. No accounting for taste. I'm joking. Everyone knows that Skaven are the best, yes. I mean, if my old Skaven Island of Blood models are still valid for the old world when they eventually drop that, that's if they haven't just completely abandoned it, then I just might dust off my Skaven. Kind of have been tempted to go back and revisit them just to sort of spruce them up a bit, considering they are actually some of the first models I ever painted. Certainly the first Warhammer models I ever painted. We are bestest, yes. Oh, good old Skaven. Mad bastards that they are. Also because they survive. They're in the US. Yes. I'm aware, but for whatever reason, none of them are valid anymore. Like the AOS Skaven, they're completely different models. I don't even think they have the same unit choices anymore. Don't get me wrong, I like the Age of Sigmar Skaven models. They're not my Skaven, and I don't fancy collecting more Skaven. Got the old book where you had to field slaves. Ah, fair. Bit similar to these guys. My Skaven were more of a horde army. So there's like 20 spearmen, 20 spear rats, 20 sword and board rats. Yeah, it's literally the Island of Blood set. So it's 40 of your basic troops, couple of rat ogres, the weird warlock guy, the one with the sort of electric blunderbuss thing, and some special character or other. I can't remember the name of it. I did have a Grey Seer. Yes, I think it's Grey Seer. Guy who stood on top of the cliff with like 2 giant meat cleavers. Oh, and a couple of like the artillery choices as well. So you've got the big sort of smoke belt, stink belcher thing, and the one that I always found quite amusing, which is the cannon that's sort of like strapped on the back of one of them. They've just got like this little cannon unit, which one Skaven just loading cannonballs into this cannon strapped to the other guy's back. It's just something I quite like about that. So something so pleasing. But yeah, they're all in like a tin over there somewhere. Like literally the very first Warhammer models I ever painted. And as is kind of appropriate, I couldn't be fucked with basing them, so none of them are based. Now, they're all on the little square bases, but no basing work has been done to them whatsoever because I couldn't be bothered. So I'd say I kind of want to revisit them, give them a bit of a fresh coat of paint, actually try and base them, that sort of thing. Change the colour scheme up a little bit, because I literally I painted them basic white and just like for the skin just shaded them all down with Army Painter Strong Tone. Oh sorry, Army Painter Soft Tone, which is their sepia colour. So they kind of look like field mice, but I kind of want them to be albino mice instead. So do that, but bring them up to like white layers and highlight, and then repaint the eyes. They're sort of like pinky red. Oh, I wouldn't say that. I've seen your paint jobs. You're way better than you give yourself credit for. Right, I'm going to need some more bone white, because that just hasn't touched the sides. I mean, I've shown off literally the very first minis I've ever painted on stream a couple of times. It's kind of a trip just going back and comparing the sort of stuff I paint now versus the literal first things I ever painted, which weren't Warhammer minis in the slightest. They were for the Mantic game Dreadball. Goblin green bases when I started. So yeah, that's the thing, because like they're old Hammer style models, I'm almost half tempted to paint them goblin green bases. Which again, I think that could be quite fun. Terrain used to be cotton balls with red toothpicks. That's cool. I like that. Oh, that's proper nostalgic. I love that. Alien cactus. Alright. I can kind of see the, I can kind of see that. That makes sense. There we are. Right. Let's go around each of these guys individually. Dot their eyes in. Which brings this model in particular like one step closer to being done. There we are. Live and leave. Have a good end of the stream, Sophie. No problem, Creeksman. Thank you for stopping by. Hope your shift at work goes well tomorrow. You have my sympathies. Working on Sundays always sucks. Oh, thank you. Appreciate it. I fancied a change, decided to go red instead of purple, and honestly, I love it. I think it's came out really nice. Ooh. I'm a bit too heavy-handed with that one. You have a good night. There we go. Okay, this is just gonna be... Okay, this is gonna be annoyingly difficult. Right, let's see if I can't get it in there. Good enough. All it has to be is just good enough. Right. Right, and this is going to be difficult as well. Just doing the ones. There we are. Again, I feel like that's about as good as that's going to get, but it actually doesn't look too bad. Great. I think I can quite happily pop that to one side for now. We can deal with that another time, maybe. At this point, I'm kind of just sort of speed running my way through these. Because it's already nearly midnight. I'm tired. I'm not going to have time to do any more of this in the morning. And I still need to like pack all my stuff for the event as well. But I can always do that when I wake up. So we'll see. Right, we'll start with some scurvy green, I think. Thank you, Ember. I greatly appreciate it. So we'll go back to the scurvy green and we'll build this in as a dry brush. And we'll use it to catch the edges. Of that monolith in the middle. And just very lightly brush it over the central portion, like so, just so it catches the edges of all of those symbols there. And what we'll do is we'll follow up with some foul green. Actually, no, we'll build it up. We'll actually properly build it up in layers. So jade green first. I think foul green's completely the wrong colour, so we won't even touch that. But jade green, we will work in with that. And this time we will take it very lightly just across those sharp edges of the monolith, like so. Now we are just catching all that geometry there. And we'll build it up a bit brighter, like the sharpest points of these vertices. Like so. Just on the top there. Right. Next up, we'll go into some glorious gold. And I'm actually going to swap down to an even smaller brush. For the sake of this next bit. So I want a nice fine tip on my brush for doing the inside of all those symbols. I'm just gonna start one face at a time. This is going to be slightly difficult, whichever way we look at it. It's going to thin that down a little bit more, so I've got a bit more control over it. in hindsight, I kind of wish I'd started with this, because this is the bit I was kind of most anxious to get done. And trying to do it whilst it's this late and I'm this tired. Not exactly the smartest idea. But hey, I've done worse. I think I'm losing the tip of the brush there, so let's give that a good clean. But you can tell I'm getting more and more tired as I'm doing this, because it's like steadily getting worse. But this is one that I can't really afford to not finish. least get this. Get all this gilding finished, and the faces stuck to this thing. Then I might just leave it there. Because, honestly, I'm getting tired. I know I need sleep. This is what I'm thinking when I do start getting back onto my streaming schedule. Start to stream earlier in a day or earlier in an evening. Because I feel like I'm starting to get something vaguely resembling a normal sleep schedule again. Which is good. Definitely. The blue and gold. It's actually green and gold, but yeah. Thank you. Appreciate it. Honestly, I think it's a far underrated combo of colours. Dark green and gold. Almost there. Almost there. not worrying too much about neatness, only because some of this is going to get covered with those skull faces that get attached to the front of this. Yeah, this is by no accounts as neat as it probably could be. But at the end of the day, I don't think I'm going to mind too much. Seems like ice cream time, not gonna lie. I am very much inclined to agree. Hopefully I can get done soon, so I too can have ice cream. And maybe just chill out in bed before falling asleep. Oh, thank you. Appreciate it. Right, well, those bits done. Just need to grab the faces. And some plastic glue. And there we go. A bone-tithe shrieker. Just give that stuff a moment or two to fully cure. Whilst I prep my dry brush station again. I've really been putting this dry brush through its paces today. Might need to get a new makeup brush. Right, let's finish that up with a bit of Gauss Blaster Green. Yeah, just gonna need the absorbent properties of a paper towel again. We'll just focus this. Oh, whoa! Thank you for the raid there, Crispy Minis. Hi, Cryo Cheese. Hi, Rogaldiv. How are you both doing? Welcome to the stream. We're just finishing up some bits and pieces for the Ossiarch Bone Reapers army that I've got for a Age of Sigmar game in like 10 hours. Way past my bedtime, got a raid and run to bed. Have a great rest of stream. No problem, Chris. Thank you very much for stopping by. I'm actually going to be heading to bed myself too soon. So, yeah. Timing. It's a thing. I mean, it is also just very late here in the UK. I'm good. I'm good, very much so. Thank you for asking, Cryo. How have you been? Feels like it's been ages since I've seen you. Been lurking a bunch. Oh, that's okay then. Good to see that you're still around and that you've been catching up with stuff. Right. Let's get that cleaned. News going amazingly. Everything else is great too. Oh, that's brilliant. That is actually really wonderful to hear. I know you have a habit sometimes of taking on a bit more than you probably should. So I'm glad that everything's all going really well for you. That's fantastic. You must be quite close to being done with uni, I would have thought. Right, we can do a bit of a glaze with some of the Eidolon purple. I have absolutely no idea if this is going to work the way I want it to, so this is going to be a bit of an experiment. Ooh, okay, no, that has an interesting effect. Like, it almost turns it blue. That's interesting. That's kind of spooky. I like it. Love it when a plan comes together. That's actually really quite good. Doing another year, that'll be done pretty much on time for it too. Oh, fantastic! Oh, that's really, really lovely to hear. I wish you all the best with it. Oh. Okay, yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I like that. I actually really like how that's turned out. Ooh. Should I put some... Should I work a little bit of it in and around the face, maybe? Or would that be a bit too much? Maybe not. Try to stay quite minimal with it. That could still work quite nicely. This adds a nice little bit of visual interest and just offsets the green a bit. Oh, I like that. That's kind of cool. Since a little late though, we'll be doing lurking again. Yeah, no problem. It's like the 2 in the morning over there for you. What? What the heck? Like, I know it's a Sunday and everything, but seriously. Sleep. Go to sleep. I mean, I know I should be doing the same. But in my defense, I'm going to. Soon. I just want to finish off some of these last little bits. Because then I can actually call at least some of the endless spells that I'm going to be fielding in the army later today actually done. Oh. Yeah, I kind of like that. Just makes it stand out a bit. That's kind of nice. Be interesting to see how that looks when it actually dries properly. Right. Last up. Just want to do some more with this guy here. Can be another case of doing a bit of a layered effect with the dry brushing. So we'll start off with some Plague Brown. Try not to dehydrate. Ah, thank you. Thank you, Merlin. Greatly appreciated. What are you doing still up as well? I mean, I know I'm a glutton for punishment. I was hoping there'd at least be like 1 or 2 people who would be sensible enough to go to bed at a reasonable time. Thank you for the hydrate. Cleaning up some 90 space marines at the moment. Ooh, fun. Definitely sounds like fun. Right. Just gotta crack back on with it. Right. And we'll work down into like kind of a nice warm brown. So some beastly brown, I think. And this, I actually don't mind if it mixes in a little bit with that yellow. Because honestly, it actually works quite nicely for the colour I'm going to end up with. Right. We'll work this in just towards the, let's say, bottom third of this cloak here. Looks a little bit more like mud than sand, but I think I could still work with it. Right, let's work up in the colours. Bone white. And this I'll use some paper towel for instead of the dry brush palette. Because I actually want it to absorb a lot of that colour. Okay, see, now I'm ending up with something a bit closer to like the original khaki colour that I used on it. That's better. And we'll just use that on the top third of the cloak. And over the actual skeleton. And we'll work it very lightly just over this area towards the bottom. And just for the sake of adding a little bit of contrast, we'll lightly pull it down across the bottom there. Finish up with some pale sand. And again, I'm not worrying about basing because I do not have time and I really can't be bothered. I'll get most of that off. And we'll pull it down across the model. Again, focusing on the skeleton at the center of it all. Very lightly across the cloak, like so. And gives, hopefully, if I've done this right, will give the impression of kind of like shifting sands. There we are. The endless spells of the Ossiarchs done in a slightly different way than what you'd probably normally see. Right, with that in mind, apart from this block of like 20 here, I have almost everything that's going to be used in my army today, later on this morning in fact. Pretty much at a point where I'm happy with it. Like, there's a whole lot of stuff where it just needs basing and then it's done. And as I say, it's mostly just the Mortec crawler where I need to finish off a couple of daft little details on it, and then that blob of 20, which again, it's a lot of the same repetitive stuff that I've done already today with my first blob of 20. So I feel happy enough to call it there, especially because I need sleep. I've been going way longer than I wanted to originally, so yeah. I think it's bedtime for me. Right. Let's see if we can at least share the love, considering that, wow, there's like over 20 of you. Big thank you to everyone who's stuck around. Of the couple of raids we've had tonight. That's really nice. Thank you all so much. Right. Okay. Who's even live at the moment? Ooh, 1 litre. Goober Town Hobbies. Do we want to take the risk? Do we want to take a chance and go raid into Goobs? He's only been live for 7 minutes. Discord sneak peek? Yeah, okay. I mean, we have a bit of time before, because I'm currently trapped in an advert at the moment, so we've got a bit of time to have a little sneak into the Discord. At least we would do, but Discord's having some issues. Let's try that again. Right. Yes, because you want to show off the some of the new stuff that we've got in the 3D print store. And honestly, as much as I'd love to do that, I am actually having some serious issues with Discord at the moment. So, oh wait, oh, haha. Right. There we are. Okay. Ah, we've got the Pokemon Mango's been working on. Those are looking great. Interesting choice of brown as the base colour for, as like the undertone for them all. Not where I would have gone with it myself, but I'd be interested to see it when it's done. Ooh, okay. Aha, yes. So we have crystals. Like tasty chocolate. They do kind of, don't they? Easter Pokemon. Easter chocolate Pokemon. But yes, ooh, we now have clear resin crystals. Oh, that's fancy. Those have came out quite nice, actually. So that is coming to a 3D print store near you. Exclamation point 3D in chat. Right. Let's take a let's have some fun. Let's go raid Goober Town Hobbies, Goober Town Brent, and let's do it quick because I've got an ad that's due to start in like 2 minutes, and I want to head that off. Right. 16 viewers, 23 viewers, perfect. Right. Okay. Fantastic. It's gonna have to be a raid and run because I need bed, but otherwise, big thank you to everyone who's joined me tonight. Huge thank you to Crispy Minis and Mike Chili for the raids. It's greatly appreciated. I'll be back this week sometime. I can't say for certain exactly when yet. In the process of sorting a new schedule out, so stay tuned for that. Anyway, I need to go. Bye.